Some babies get clingiest right before doing something completely new. That pattern feels alarming, especially when yesterday they seemed easier. You finally think a rhythm is forming, then your baby needs constant holding again. More crying, shorter naps, bigger reactions. It can feel like backsliding. It can feel like you caused it somehow, but clinginess before growth is often meaningful. Right before the brain reorganizes, babies often reach harder for predictability. They want your body, voice, smell, and timing. That need is not random weakness. It is the nervous system asking for stability while everything inside feels busy lately. And this is why the timing confuses parents so deeply. Progress and clinginess seem opposite, yet they often arrive together. The baby who suddenly wants only you may be changing fast. New awareness can make the world feel louder today. So the behavior that worries you most may actually be a clue. Your baby is reaching for safety during expansion. Developmental leaps are not magical jumps that happen overnight. They are stretches of reorganization, sensitivity, frustration, and new connection forming. A baby starts noticing patterns, distance, faces, movement, or cause and effect differently. That new perception can feel overwhelming quickly. Imagine waking up with sharper hearing, stronger curiosity, and no way to explain it. You would want familiar comfort too. Babies do not say something new is happening inside me today. They show it by reaching, protesting, scanning, and needing. That is why clinginess can increase before obvious milestones appear. The brain changes first, and behavior announces it second clearly. Sometimes the leap is motor. Sometimes it is social, sensory, or cognitive. Either way, security becomes more precious right then. Before rolling, crawling, babbling, or recognizing separation more clearly, babies often act less settled. Their system is preparing, not failing. Parents often expect development to look exciting and smooth, but many leaps begin with fussiness, disrupted sleep, and extra tears. That disconnect matters because it changes how you interpret the behavior. Misread it, and both parent and baby feel lost. Read it differently, and the same hard day becomes more understandable. Your baby is not regressing. Your baby is reorganizing. One of the first signs is intense checking for you. More eye contact, faster crying, and stronger protests at distance. The baby who tolerated the swing yesterday may hate it today. They are not fickle. They are suddenly more aware. Awareness changes everything. When the world becomes more detailed, separation feels more real. So your baby reaches harder for certainty. That certainty is often you. Your smell, voice, face, and rhythm are the most familiar things in a widening world. This is especially obvious during bedtime. A baby who is settling well suddenly needs longer rocking, more touch, or reassurance. Parents often wonder if they created a bad habit overnight. Usually, the baby is using routine support through internal turbulence. Sleep gets hit because sleep requires letting go. During a leap, letting go feels harder when the brain feels busier. More night waking can follow not because your baby forgot sleep. They may be practicing new processing even while tired. This is why some babies pop awake after short naps upset. Rest was there, but the nervous system stayed activated. Clinginess then looks stronger after sleep, which feels backwards to parents. But a leap can make transitions much rougher overall. Feeding can shift too. A baby may want frequent comfort nursing or bottles. I brather, then get distracted, then demand closeness again. That pattern frustrates exhausted parents because it seems inconsistent. Inside, the baby regulation needs are colliding with new curiosity daily. They want to feed, connect, look around, and stay anchored simultaneously. No wonder the signals seem messy before leaps arrive. Another clue is sudden fussiness during ordinary errands. The grocery trip, stroller walk, or coffee run now feels harder today. Sensory processing may be shifting. New sights, louder sounds, stronger noticing, and bigger internal effort can lower tolerance quickly today. When tolerance drops, clinginess rises because your presence filters the chaos. You are not interrupting development, you are supporting it. That shift matters deeply for anxious parents. Comfort is not the opposite of growth. Comfort often becomes the bridge forward. Think about learning to crawl. Distance becomes interesting, but distance also means leaving the safe body that regulates everything inside. So babies often cling more right before mobility expands. Independence appears after connection feels secure enough to loosen slightly outward. The same pattern shows up before babbling bursts and social leaps. Communication stretches and frustration rises before clarity arrives fully. Your baby may suddenly complain more because they are perceiving more. More desire plus limited ability often equals louder protest. That does not mean they are becoming harder forever. It means the gap between intention and ability just widened today. Development creates tension before it creates skill. Babies feel that tension in their bodies long before parents see milestones outward. This can make even cheerful babies suddenly intense. They cry faster, cling longer, and recover only with closer contact today. If your baby seems glued to you in these stretches, notice timing. A new skill often appears soon after this. Not always tomorrow, not always dramatically, but very often extra neediness is the shadow cast by brain growth underway inside. There is science underneath this pattern, and it is beautifully human. Developing brains need both stimulation and regulation together always. New neural connections increase sensitivity before efficiency catches up. In plain English, your baby feels more before handling more smoothly. That extra sensitivity can raise stress quickly, and when stress rises, the baby looks for co-regulation from you nearby. Co-regulation sounds technical, but the feeling is simple. Your steadier body helps your baby's body settle again today gently. Heart rate, breathing, muscle tension, and attention can all shift through connection. Your presence is biology, not just preference. Oxytocin supports bonding, and responsive closeness can help stress ease. That means snuggling is emotional learning, not merely soothing today. Cortisol rises when babies feel distress. Reliable comfort helps bring it down, teaching the stress response how recovery feels safely. That lesson matters across months, not just moments. A baby repeatedly helped through activation learns that overwhelm can end safely. This is one reason secure attachment grows from ordinary care. Tiny responsive moments stack into a powerful emotional expectation, slowly. The expectation is not, I get everything instantly. It is when I need help connection usually comes back for me. That expectation changes how babies face novelty. New things feel less threatening when there is a trusted place returning nearby. Which brings us back to clinginess before leaps. Novelty is rising internally, so attachment behaviors naturally intensify externally first sometimes. Your baby may want more skin, to skin more, rocking in, more watching your face. That need carries information for you. It says something is shifting and I need help organizing it. Seen that way, clinginess becomes less mysterious to parents. Sometimes parents respond to the stage by pulling back intentionally. They worry too much closeness will create dependency later on. But babies do not become secure by being pushed away from need. They become secure when need meets responsive safety. Meeting need does not mean constant perfection or endless availability. It means taking the signal seriously and responding warmly enough. Enough is the important word. Good attachment grows through repeated repair and presence, not flawless performance, every waking hour either. So if your baby is extra clingy this week, you do not need panic. You need curiosity and steadiness now. Ask what changed in awareness, movement, or sensory load. Ask what support helps transitions feel less abrupt right now most. Small adjustments can help a lot during these phases. More predictability, fewer abrupt handoffs, gentler outings, earlier wind downs help. Notice how often clinginess spikes around change, before naps, after waking, during errands around visitors, or at dusk each day. Those moments ask the most of a growing nervous system. Your baby may need more support exactly where life shifts. Holding them a little longer before the crib may help. Slowing stimulation before bedtime may help even more tonight too. Saying goodbye the same way each time may help. Keeping your face calm during fussiness may help enormously right now. Babies borrow your pattern when theirs feels scrambled. Predictable responses become landmarks while their internal map is expanding fast now. This is also why your own stress matters here. An overwhelmed caregiver can respond lovingly, but the baby feels strain. If you are tense, rushing, or scared of creating bad habits, your body may communicate uncertainty even while helping nearby. So sometimes the most helpful response begins with one breath. Not for performance, but for steadier co-regulation with baby. Lower shoulders, soften jaw, slow your voice slightly. These tiny changes can help your baby feel held before being settled. Many parents notice another strange thing during leaps. The baby wants only one caregiver even if others are loving too. That preference can sting partners or grandparents, but it usually reflects regulation history, not rejection or missing affection from them. When the nervous system feels taxed, babies reach for the most familiar regulator. Usually that means the most practiced one. That can shift over time. It is not a verdict on love. It is a map of soothing right now. Knowing this can reduce resentment and help families work together. The goal becomes support, not taking clinginess personally anymore today. During a leap, one caregiver can lead calming while others reduce stimulation. Teamwork protects the baby from extra emotional noise. Another misunderstanding is assuming clinginess means spoiled behavior has started. Spoiling requires motive and strategy. Babies have neither of those. Babies have needs patterns, sensations, and developing expectations. They are not running emotional experiments to control adult behavior around them. When a baby clings before a leap, they are signaling load. The system is stretched and asking for buffering now. Buffering might mean more holding. It might mean a quieter room, slower pacing, or fewer passes between adults today too. It might even mean doing less, not more. The busiest solution is not always the most regulating one for babies. Parents often add stimulation when babies seem fussy. More bouncing, more talking, more toys, more attempts to distract them quickly. But before a leap, some babies need simplification instead. Less input gives the growing brain space to organize itself better. Watch for turning away glassy eyes, fingers splaying, yawning, arching, or jerky movement. Those can signal overload before crying intensifies. If you catch those earlier cues, clinginess may make more sense. Your baby may need shielding, not entertaining, right then. This is especially relevant around family gatherings and busy weekends. Everyone wants interaction just when the baby needs containment most. Then the crying starts, and parents feel embarrassed or confused, yet the baby may simply be at capacity right now. A quick reset in a quiet room can work wonders. So can leaving early even when people do not understand. Protecting regulation during leaps is not overreacting. It is respecting that development temporarily lowers the margin for stress right now. The good news is that these phases usually pass. The better news is that your responses shape how they pass. A supported leap can still be hard, but less frightening. Your baby learns growth and discomfort can coexist with connection. That is a powerful emotional memory to build early. Not life is easy, but hard moments bring reliable closeness nearby. Over time, that memory helps babies recover faster from stress. It becomes part of their internal expectation of relationships later. This is how dependency and resilience stop being opposites. Being supported through vulnerability is often how resilience first forms emotionally. Sometimes parents say, "But I want my baby to learn independence." Of course you do. That hope is healthy too. The path just looks different than many people expect. Independence grows from enough safety, not from being denied comfort early. Think of a baby at the edge of a new ability. They often stay close, then suddenly push outward confidently. That outward push looks independent, but it was fueled by connection. The safe base made the stretch possible for them. So when clinginess increases, ask, not how do I stop this? Ask, what is my baby practicing toward right now? That question instantly softens the experience. It turns a problem into a clue and frustration into observation for you now. Maybe your baby is working toward rolling. Maybe they are noticing distance differently or tuning into language patterns more deeply. Maybe they are becoming more socially aware and suddenly care who leaves. Maybe they sense routine changes more sharply now. Whatever the leap, your response teaches the emotional backdrop around change. Change can feel scary and still connected for babies. That is a lifelong lesson hiding inside baby clinginess. New things are easier to face when support feels close by. You can also support these phases by slowing expectations. A leap week is not the ideal week to prove anything. Maybe the house stays messier. Maybe outings get shorter. Maybe bedtime takes longer and laundry sits another day this week. Those adjustments are not surrender. They are intelligent responses to a season when your baby needs more regulation right now. And often, once the leap lands, you see it clearly. A new sound, new movement, new awareness, new spark appears. Then suddenly, the clinginess makes retrospective sense. The hard week was not meaningless. It was preparation in disguise all along. Parents often feel relieved and guilty at once. Relieved because there was a reason. Guilty because they doubted themselves sometimes. If that is you, be gentle with yourself. The behavior was confusing because it was genuinely complex and intense lately. Parenting does not become wise by never feeling unsure. It becomes wise by staying curious enough to learn deeper meaning. And this particular meaning is deeply reassuring. Clinginess before a leap often signals growth, trust, and active connection forming now. Your baby reaches for you because you matter in development. You are not a distraction from progress. You are involved. That does not mean every clingy day is a leap. Babies also cling when sick, teething, overtired, or overstimulated too. Context still matters, and your observations matter most. Pattern timing, new skills, sleep shifts, and sensitivity tell the story best. But even when the cause differs, the emotional truth remains. Babies use closeness to organize themselves when regulation feels shaky. So the next time your baby suddenly seems glued to you, pause. The question may not be why so needy. A better question might be, what new world is opening right now, and how can I help it feel safe? Maybe the answer is more contact for a few days. Maybe it is quieter routines, earlier naps, gentler pacing instead. Maybe it is trusting that extra need does not erase progress. Sometimes it is the doorway progress walks through first. And when you respond from that understanding, something changes in you too. You stop fighting the message and hear it. Your baby feels less like a puzzle to solve. They feel more like a person communicating through behavior right now. That shift can make hard days softer even when they stay hard. Meaning does not erase effort but helps emotionally. Because once you understand the pattern, you can meet it with less fear, and babies feel less fear from you. That calmer response becomes part of the lesson too. My big feelings do not scare my parent away from me. My need does not break connection. My growth does not happen alone. Those are profound truths for a baby learning. And strangely, that is what makes later separation easier. Security today is what gives tomorrow somewhere solid to stand on. So if your baby is extra clingy right now, look closer. You may be standing beside a developmental doorway today. The crying, reaching, protesting, and wanting only you may be saying more than stay. They may be saying, steady me. Help me hold together while my world rearranges itself. Help me feel safe enough to become someone slightly newer today. And when you do, you are not delaying growth. You are giving growth the conditions it needs to land well. That is why babies get clingier right before a leap. Not because development is failing, but because development is happening. The need gets louder because the brain is busy. The reaching intensifies because security helps organize the expansion ahead inside. Your baby is not becoming too attached. Your baby is using attachment exactly the way early development designed it to. So answer the clinginess with presence, pattern, and patience. Let connection do what connection was always meant to do here. Hold a little longer when needed. Slow the room when possible. Trust that support is not the enemy of strength. One day the new skill appears, and this season makes sense. The clinginess was communication, not chaos at all then. It was your baby asking for borrowed steadiness during becoming, and your response helped turn that becoming into confidence later. That is a beautiful thing to know on the hard days. The extra need may be growth reaching for you,